guess at the end we'll talk about this, but just as a preview, my theory is that what is going to happen is that after Congress gives money out and they prop up, they're going to give a lot of money to the really strong banks. They're going to give money to the regional banks. They're going to give money to the strong, smaller banks. There's going to be a lot of sales, a lot of mergers, a lot of assistance. But at the end of the day, there's going to be about 100 to 300 zombie banks that are left. That's the term that's used. And these zombie banks are the ones that are going to be closed, and the FDIC is going to use the powers in the way that I spoke about. The third special power is the 1823E power, and I think that one's probably the one that has the most litigation. I mean, if you run a Lexis search for the 1823E or for the common law predecessor, which was called Dench Doom, D''OENCH, new word DUHNE, you will find thousands of cases on the Dench doctrine. I mean, that was something that was litigated in every case. And the reason why that was litigated was that the theory is that the FDIC is only bound by terms that are on the contract, on the books of the bank. The contract has to have been executed. There's three different prongs, which will be discussed in more detail later. But the general theory is that it prevents the FDIC from being bound by secret deals. I mean, that's sort of the generalized nature of this theory, because the classic case was John Doe comes into the bank. John Doe's a big contractor. He borrows a lot of money from the bank, and he comes into the bank and he borrows $5 million, and he has a repayment schedule of 5 years at X percent interest. But the bank tells him on the side, don't worry about it, 5 years, we're going to renew it for 5 years, or we'll renew it for 10 years, or really you don't have to pay this interest, the interest is different. And then the FDIC would come in, take over the bank, and sue John Doe, and he would raise this secret deal that he had with the bank executive, and the FDIC would come in and say, we're not bound by that, we're only bound by the terms of the contracts. And that's the simplest form of 1823 and the Dench Doctrine. But over the years, the litigation, that thing was expanded tremendously. I mean, it really allowed the FDIC to knock out like sort of almost any type of counterclaim that was a defense to a collection of a debt, and it was greatly expanded, and it'll remain to be seen whether or not that's going to be the case this time.